Hey everyone, good morning and good evening. Let's start with today's session. Okay, so I think I have the VM already. So let's go and log into the VM and let's continue with Linux basics. So today we'll focus on file system hierarchy, we'll focus on file system permissions, file permissions, and if time permits we'll talk about user and user permissions as well. Okay, let's go and open bash. Let's quickly log into our VM. Perfect. So we are inside the VM right now. So let's talk about file system hierarchy in Linux. Understanding file system is very important in Linux, guys, because most of where exactly the files are stored, which folder, like where exactly logs are stored, where your temporary files will be stored, everything you should know. Okay, in Windows it is very straightforward. You will have drives wherein you will have C drive, D drive, E drive, F drive. This is how you distinguish drives in Windows, and you know C drive is all meant for program files, wherein you'll be having all your executables and all your program files. All other drives you can use it as a personal storage. But in Linux there are specific folders which is created. Those specific folders has specific uses, so it's not that you can keep anything anywhere. That is not the right way of doing things in Linux. Okay, so let's understand those folders today first before we jump on to any other topic. So root partitioning, as I said, this is the root directory which contains only the directory at the top level. So this is the top level partitioning which you will see, root partition. So when you do a cd slash, this is where you will jump on, you come to the root. This is a top level partition, guys, and it contains all the directories. This is the top level partition, and if you want to view all the directories in it, this is what you see, all the directories. I think there's a message by someone. Can't see, you guys cannot see my screen. It's for everyone.
No, I can see.
The screen is great. I can see the screen.
We can see the screen.
Yeah, maybe for
Your audio,
I think
kindly disconnect and connect back, please. Okay, thank you. So root partition, this is where your root directory, and which should contain only the directories needed at the top level. So you should not unnecessarily, it's not that you cannot create file at the root partition, you can even create file, but this partition should only should have only the directory which is needed for at the top level. So only those folders should come over here, in short. Okay, good. I got full house today, very good. Okay, now the second partition is the bin. So basically this is where the executable files are located. What do I mean by executable files? These files are basically available to all the users. So whatever executable files you download and all the bin, so all these commands which you run, ls and everything, they are basically coming in from the user bin directory only. So all your executable files are located at bin, and this is available to us, the person who is using the system. This commands will be available to them. Boot /boot is basically, it contains all booting related files. Booting is when you turn on the OS, when you turn on your system, your operating system is getting booted. So all your files is getting read from this partition. So it contains the files. It helps your operating system to boot from scratch. Okay. Dev, this is where all your device drivers is kept. Home directory, this is what the directory which gets created when you create a user. So this directory contains all user and user information. So if you see, when I was logged into this account, there was a home directory created under my name. If you go to home, this was a directory created under the user's name, devopsmela dev. Okay, this was a directory created. So basically what exactly this directory contains, the directory contains home directory for the users and other account. So this is the location, this is the personal space, guys. So when I create a user under your name, so this is the directory which will be created, and this will be your personal space wherein you will be storing all your files, your everything related to personally belongs to you. That is where you will be storing things. Okay, that's under home directory. Mount directory, this is a temporary file system. It is used to mount your, when you attach a CD-ROM, you attach a floppy disk. So this is a temporary location where things can be mounted and you can use it. Like suppose when you connect a pen drive, okay, what will happen, it will, if you connect a pen drive to Windows, what will happen, you'll see one more drive attached over here, correct? But that is temporary. As soon as you eject the pen drive, the drive is gone. So that's a temporary mount which is happening on Windows. Where exactly this temporary mount will happen on Linux? So this is the directory where the temporary mounting will take place. Okay. Then you get something called media directory. So as the name suggests, all your media content will be connected over here, will be kept over here. Then you got OPT. So when you're setting up OS from scratch, when you're setting up Linux from scratch, this is where, this is the folders which you will be creating, guys. Okay. Okay. So you got OPT. OPT is very similar to what you see over here in bin. So you can have all those files kept over here. So again, it's a binaries which you can keep over here. Temp, this is a temporary folder which gets created. So if you're keeping anything in temp, after the reboot, the data will be deleted. So keep that in mind. So it will hold only temporary files, and it is used to hold temporary files used for system boot. You can go and use this file folder also, but if you're using this folder, make sure if you keep anything and if you reboot your system, the folder, the files within this temp directory will be deleted permanently. User, this is used for miscellaneous purpose, and this can be used mainly by users like you and me. It includes administrative commands. So when you go to this folder, you'll see what all things you will see. All your administrative commands you can find over here. So if you go into user, see this, what all commands you see. You got one more bin over here. Inside this bin you will have all your commands. See this, these are all your commands. Nano, this is the editor. Mount, these all commands which you run, this is coming in from user bin directory. So what exactly it is, it has all the miscellaneous. So whatever you don't see in the bin folder, it comes inside user bin. So basically all your ls command, pwd command, cd command, all these commands which we are running right now on my Linux system, it is all coming from here. All coming from here. This ls command, all these are commands. See this ls command. If you want to see from where exactly the command is coming, you can just do which ls and you can see the complete path from where the commands are getting executed. So it is from user bin and ls. Okay. All other binaries are there in /bin. Whatever you don't see in user bin, all other binaries are there in the /bin. Okay, whatever you download, if you are downloading any additional command, like tree command was not working yesterday, if I go and download tree command, that will fall under this directory itself. Okay, makes sense? And where exactly, what else? etc is the location. So it is, you can call it as a supervisor directory command. All your configuration files, disk configuration, all your valid users, groups, ethernet, host, and everything is found under etc. This is very important folder, guys. This bin directory, boot directory, etc directory, dev directory, user directory, opt directory, these are very important directory. These are the folders which contains important commands, system configuration, and everything related which will make your system boot. If I just take out this boot directory, completely delete this, your OS will get corrupted. You will not have access. All basic user or even a root user will not have privileges to delete any folders or files inside this boot. You need very special privileges to touch these files. Okay, so not everyone will come and delete your files. In bin, these are all administrative folders, so you should not allow anyone touch this folder. So that is the reason why I have root access given to this person. That is the reason this person is able to enter this folders, enters this root directory where all these are residing. In companies, in real time, you will not even have access to this root. You will not be able to enter this root directory also in real time. This is because this person devopsmela is a root user, hence he is able to go inside all these files. Being a root user also, I cannot go inside boot and delete things. It will not allow. As simple as that. Okay, you need a special privilege, administrative privileges, to do any changes to the boot or any system directories. In short, these all directories you can play along. This bin directory, opt directory, this is something you can play along with. Sbin is nothing but is the extension of bin. So whatever you don't see in bin, it comes into sbin. Nothing different. Okay, where were we? etc library. This is where your library file, and there are something kernel related files are also kept inside this. This is a very important location where all your logs, application logs, are there inside where directory, guys. So whenever you remember, we were installing Apache. If you want, and in Apache we were going into where www HTML and we were placing our index files. Okay, so your static file, your dynamic files, your log file, everything comes inside where. This is the place you will come a lot if you want to debug something. So where stands for variable length. All log and everything and the other type related files are kept inside these variable files. So mainly these folders are used for storing logs. If I see, if we do have where. If you go inside where, you'll see, if you go and see, this is where you see log files. You get when you will install Apache and all, then you will see www HTML folders also getting created inside where files. Okay, so you have to keep in mind whenever you're working with Linux. So these are the folders which is you need to keep in mind. Okay, these are very important folder, and this is something you need to keep in mind. So root partition, we know bin directory, boot, dev, home, mount, media, opt. Opt is also reserved for installation of any add-on application software packages, guys. If you are installing any packages, that comes into opt. If you are installing any add-on packages like from any external sources, that comes into opt. Okay, so if you want to view all these folders, you have to be in the root directory and just do ll, and you can see everything: bin, boot, dev, etc, home, library. There are different, these all 32, 64, 32, these all different types of library files. Media, mount, opt, proc, this is the place where all your processes related files are kept. Root, run sbin. Sbin, if you see, this is basically there is a symlink created to user sbin. What exactly is symlink, softlink and hardlink, we'll talk about that later, but for now this is linked with this folder. In short, snap contains packages. So you'll say there are multiple ways you can download packages in Unix. So this is one of the way. Snap is also containing packages, guys, external packages. Server related file, system related file, user related file, where, and temp. This is your temp directory. So this is about your file system hierarchy in Linux. Okay. So when do you need all this information? When you're setting up anything from very scratch. Like if you're working for a company, they have asked you to go and set up things from very scratch, then at that point of time you will have to create these partitions. So you cannot create any partition. So these are the partitions which is very specific. So these are the folders which you need to create if you're setting up OS, installing OS from very scratch. So very important partition: bin, boot, dev, home, mount, opt, user, etc, and where. These are important. Rest everything, if you ignore it for a while, even that is fine, but for these folders should be created. If you don't do it, everything will be created under root partition. Everything, whatever you start doing it on your Linux OS, everything will start getting inserted into root partition, which is very wrong. Just imagine if you're using installing a third-party application and the third-party application is misbehaving or is corrupt, and if you don't have a folder created like this, what will happen? Your root partition will get corrupted, and if your root partition is corrupted, everything is gone. So that is the reason segregation and partitioning is very important in Linux. Not just in Linux, even in Windows, segregation and partitioning is very important. In Windows it is very straightforward, guys. All these process related files are kept into C drive. Your logs are kept over here. If you download any third-party application, like I have installed Python, the Python is over here, the SQL 2019 is over here, Terraform is over here. Your user related, your home directory is kept over here. Like this is my home directory, this is kept over here. So everything is there in the C drive. That is the reason whenever we format OS on Windows, we make sure that C drive is not formatted. All other drives are formatted. D, E, F and all these are formatted. C drives are kept secured. That is in Windows. Okay. Any questions with the file system hierarchy in Linux, guys?
Yes, I do. This file hierarchy, does it come by default whenever you set up the Linux, or you have to create all the file?
Okay. So if you're very good question, if you're creating VM on cloud, like the way we have created just now, it will, all this hierarchy will come by default. You don't have to do anything. But if you're installing OS, operating system, from scratch using a ISO file, you are installing Ubuntu from scratch, you're setting up Ubuntu from scratch on a machine, which is very rarely you will do. If you want to try, the best way is you use a Oracle virtual machine like this, and inside this create a Ubuntu OS image and do things from very scratch. When you do that, if you see, I got Ubuntu 1804 already inside my virtual box. If you're doing this from scratch the way I did it, then you need to create all this partition. Root partition will be created. All other partition you need to create from scratch. Okay. But suppose if you're using any image file which has already created this pre-build, then you will not get that opportunity also. It will be all created automatically for you. But yeah, if you're using and doing things beforehand all by yourself, then at that time you have to create these folders. That will, and if you're, suppose if you're not doing it, you're just doing next, then nothing will be created. Everything will be placed inside this root partition. all your files will be placed under the root partition. But nowadays, whatever ISO image, if you go and look on Google and look for Ubuntu 1804 or 2004, then I think you will have all these partitions already pre-created. You don't have to take that much of headache of creating things by yourself. This was, I'm talking about in CentOS 5 or older version of Ubuntu 1604 and below. At that time you might have to do all this, but as of now I doubt that you will have any opportunity to create all this by yourself. But yeah, if you want to do it, look for a vanilla OS image of Linux, and when you download that image, all this you need to do it by yourself. It will ask you to create a root user, it will ask you to create partition, it will ask you to give spaces to those partitions. All this you have to do it from scratch. It's a very good learning. Like I used to do this when I was using CentOS 5 and RHEL 5, and when I was applying for my RSCE certification, that is around 8 years back. At that time we used to do all this. Okay, makes sense? Nowadays I don't think so you'll have to do anything, it's all come pre-built. Make sense?
So with these partitions, must you put files within, just like if you have, for instance, now maybe you created a file, a media file, do you have to put it in that in the / media partition or what?
Correct, yes. If it's a media file, it's better to keep it. So by default, let me tell you, whatever packages and now everything we install, automatically it goes to the right directory. But if you're downloading any external, like you're downloading a media file, it's better to keep manually at the media file directory. If you're downloading any external applications, software, then it's better to keep it into OPT directory, or this bin, user, etc. All these related files are automatically placed. Like when you download any packages from internet, all these files will get automatically placed if you're downloading from the right source. Like if you're using apt command and downloading the packages, it will get placed automatically. But if you're downloading from internet, like you're going on internet, taking a link from there, then downloading the package, then installing manually by yourself, those files needs to be placed at the right location. You can keep it in OPT. There's no restriction as such, guys. You can keep it wherever you want, but there is a right way to keep the files. If you want to keep the files in where folder also, you can keep it. Linux will not say no to you, but it will be very difficult to manage if you have all these files kept in different folders. It's better to keep it in OPT, and whatever the relevant folders are, keeping the files in the relevant folder will make more sense, not just for you, for others who will be using those VMs after you. Like suppose if you're keeping your third-party application files in the where folder, no one will know, no one will go and even check in the where folder whether the files are kept or not. They will look into OPT directory. If you created the logs file, your application log file in etc folder, no one will come to know that the log file will be, no one will imagine that the logs will be kept into etc. The logs should be there in the where. So this is understanding, and these are the folders which is created for special purpose. It has special purpose to it. You should not unnecessarily create anything. Okay, make sense? Okay. Now this is where we are talking about files. Let's talk about different types of files which you will come across. File types. There are multiple types of files which you will come across: directory files, regular files, character device, link, socket files, pipe, block device. What exactly this is, let's go and understand with an example. LL is a shortcut for long listing, guys. This LL command will not work on all the Linux flavors, so this is very specific to Ubuntu and RHEL. So this LL command stands for long listing. So this is very similar to the command which we were running yesterday, ls-l. So the LL is the alias of ls-l. Okay. So what is the file I am talking about? If you see this, I'm just talking about the first character, guys. Don't see all other characters over here. Just see the first character. By seeing this file, what you understand what exactly this is. This is a directory, correct? So this is a directory file. Directory is what? Directory is nothing but it's a folder. So inside this folder you will have other files, correct? So directory contains the name and address of other files. So inside this, the D which you see, this D denotes it's a directory file. Okay. What are the other types of files you see? Where is the regular file? I don't see any regular file over here. Okay, so let's go into your home directory. I will show you a regular file. Do we have? I don't have any regular file inside it. So let's create a regular file quickly. Permission denied. The permission is denied because you are not inside the folder. Okay, now if I go inside this folder and if I just write ll, now do you see this dash? This dash is denoting it's a,
Real quick, please.
yeah.
So, do we have to specify the folder before we can create a file, or can we just cd into the folder and create a file?
Okay, there are two ways: absolute path, relative path. Now this command which I ran just now, this is what I'm defining. This is the absolute path. So I was there somewhere the root folder, because of which I was getting the permission denied error. I was not able to create files over there. So what did I do? I quickly went into home, devopsmela. This is my home directory. In my home directory there is no restrictions. Okay, in my home directory I went, and I want to create a file name file1, and I use touch. So this is an absolute path, so complete from the source till the destination. I'm defining the complete path, and I'm telling at the end that I want to create this file, and this is the file which got created. This is one way, using absolute path. What about relative path? Now for the relative path you have to do cd, do a /home /devopsmela, come inside this folder, and now if you see, this is the folder. Okay, you are there inside this folder. Now simply do a touch. Touch is used to create a file. Touch and file2. This is what I did. I did relative. What we did, this is relative, ls-l. This is what we did. Two ways I have created file, one with absolute path and second is relative path. So whichever you like. Mostly absolute path will make more sense when you're writing scripts. When you're doing a scripting, at that time this absolute path makes more sense. Relative is okay if you're logged into the VM, then relative is definitely you can use it, but absolute is something you should practice a lot, using absolute path, defining the complete path and creating the resources, because very rarely you will get opportunity to log in on VMs, guys. You will be using mostly scriptings and things like that, which will automatically go and create things on your VM. So both the things you can practice. So the previous command was absolute, and the one which I created just now, this was relative. Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the important thing you have to notice over here, this part, this dash sign. This dash sign is denoting this is an ordinary or a regular file. So what exactly it contains? It contains various types of text file. It could be text file, it could be a script file, it could be an image file, it could be a videos file. Okay, two types of files which you will come across a lot, 90% of time, that is directory files, stands with D, and dash, which stands with that's a regular file for you. Okay, all other files, let's go and see what are the different types of files which you see. Okay, you see something called L. Okay, what exactly is L? L is nothing but it's a link file. Okay, it points or mirror to some other file. This L stands for link file, and this is also called as soft link or hard link. So this L basically denotes a link file. So basically, if you see this bin folder, this bin folder is linked to user bin also. So there are two types of link files which you will come across in Linux. It's a soft link and hard link. So what exactly is soft link and what exactly is hard link, that is something we need to understand. If you want to take, like, let me give you an example. Let me see. We have a text file over here. Okay, this is a text file. What did I do? I just copied this text file. I placed it on my desktop. So what did I do? It's kind of a backup I took, correct? If I go and delete this file, ARM video file, will my desktop file will also be deleted? Let's delete this file. Let me see. Is it deleted? No, it's still there. So what did I do initially? I created a backup in multiple location. I created a backup at multiple location. So this in Linux, if you do the same thing in Linux, this is called as hard link. While it is called as hard link, there is no, even though if you delete the source, your backup will still there, your files will still there. And what is soft link then? Now the same file, if I create a shortcut, send to desktop. So what exactly it is happening? Shortcut created at my desktop. So this is linking. If I click on this file, what will happen? The file from this folder is getting opened right now. Okay. And what happens if I delete the file? If I delete this file, what will happen? Will I be able to access this file now anymore? Will I be able to access this file? What do you think, guys? Will I be able to access these files?
No, Rohit, we cannot.
No.
Okay, let's try that. What is the error we are getting? The item the shortcut refers to has been deleted. This is called as soft link. What it is called as? Soft link. Okay. This is what it is called as link file in. The same thing happens in Linux also with the name soft link and hard link. Hard link is nothing but it's a complete backup of your file. It's kept into a different location. There is a concept called inode number in Linux. The inode number also gets changed in hard link. Soft link, the inode number is not changed. It's just a shortcut which gets created. And whatever you see over here, this -L means there is a shortcut of this bin folder created at this user bin. It's one and the same thing. If I delete this bin folder, this file will not be accessible also. Okay, how do we create soft link, guys? Let's go and see that command. How do we create shortcuts in Windows? Let's go into the home directory first. Okay, I got two files over here, file 1, file 2. I want to create a shortcut with some other different name. Okay, so I can do one thing. I can have a command ln. What is the name? File 1. I want to create a shortcut of file 1 and with the different name. Give hard link. So this is hard link I'm creating right now. Hard link dot, I'll just name it as txt. Now if I do ls-l, do you see a different file got created? If I delete this file, file 1, do you think my hard link file will also get deleted? Because this is created based out of this file.
No, because it's a backup, right?
Yes, because this is a hard link. And do you see the denotation? This looks like a regular file. Do you see there is any L or anything written? No, this is because this is a regular file. This is just a backup which you took from your previous file. So even though if I delete the main file, actual file is just a short backup created into a different location with a different inode numbers and the different everything. So it's just a backup created. Nothing will happen. Now let me create a soft link now. Let me delete this also hard link thing. We still have a file with the name file2. So let me create a soft link now. ln -a -s, sorry, soft link is -s, and this is file2, and give name as soft link. You can create to any other folder also, guys. It's not necessary. Do you see this? What is the main file? File2 was the main file. Now you can go and access. Do you see this L getting created? I can go and access soft link file. I can go and do a CD. There's nothing inside it, but it's okay. I can still go and access this. See, I'm able to access right now. There's nothing inside it. Okay, let me show you one more thing. Let me do a echo. Welcome to soft link. Let me redirect it to file2. Okay, what did I do? In my file2 I've added something. So if I go and view the file, cat stands for, if you're using cat is the command used for read only file. It will open the file into a read only mode and you can read the file. See, I'm doing a cat. I got the things printed, so it's basically reading the file for you. There are other commands which you can use, like there is more and there is something called less. Okay, so what is the difference between more? More is basically it will print 10 lines at a time and you just have to do next. I just had one line. It's that is the reason it's not showing much. But if you have a big file and if you want to see page wise, then you need to use more. Same goes with less. It will have one page at a time. That is how it will do the paging. So more less commands are basically is a paging mechanism in Linux. So if you want to view one screen at a time, then use less. 10 line at a time, then use more. And cat is universal, guys. If you want to read a file in a read only mode, then make use of cat. Okay, there are 3 ways you can read files: cat, more, less. There are other ways by using an editor. I'm not covering the editor today. I'll cover the editor part tomorrow. So we'll understand editors tomorrow and packaging tomorrow. Today we'll just focus on file system hierarchy and we'll focus on file types. Okay, so now this soft link is done. Okay, let's go and view the soft link now. Do you see it's the exact same thing is there inside this folder also? Why? Inside this file. Why? It's just a shortcut, correct? If I create a backup now, like using the hard link, do you think any incremental change will there in the hard link of mine? Let me show. Let me create a hard link also. Hard link. Okay, so as if now if I go and open the hard link, I should see the change. I can see the change. Welcome to software link. Now let me make some incremental change in file 2. Okay, let's add a new line to it. Adding new line. Okay, let's do an incremental change. Okay guys, this is very important thing which I'm using right now. This command, this greater than sign. Okay, let me explain this before I jump on, forget this topic. Where's my notepad? So if you have noticed, I'm using something called echo. I'm putting something between this braces and I'm using a greater than sign and I'm giving the file name. Like this is what I'm doing right now. What this echo is doing, what this echo does, echo will simply print whatever you have in this in this brackets whatever you're writing. So it will print that thing on your display. Like if I go and run, let me cancel this now. If I just go and run and type hello world, what it's doing, it will just simply print the things on my display. Okay, wait, so where did I get this hardling thing? Hello world. So it will simply print things on my display. By using this greater than sign, what I'm doing, I'm redirecting this output. This is the output, correct? This was the output. I'm redirecting this output as an input to this file. This hello world is getting redirected as the output, as an input to this file. If I don't have this file name, let me create a different file. If I don't have a file, like suppose there's a no file with the name test1. So what will happen? This file will get created first, and inside this file, this hello world will be added. Okay, so let's see if that's happened. Test1. Now let's see. Do we have that file? Yes, I do have that file. If you want to view what exactly is there inside the file, hello world. So that single greater than sign is redirecting the output, and it is making that output as a input to this file. That was single line, single greater than. Now again I was using a command wherein I was using double greater than sign. Again I was using some command and I was using something like double greater than sign. What exactly is this now? Double greater than sign, let me go and open the echo also. Double greater than sign, what it will do, it will append a new line with double greater than sign. It will append new line, added new line to the file. What it will do, it will append new line to the file test1. If you don't use double greater than sign, what will happen? It will go override the file. So let me show you this first. Now let's go and test one. Do you see a new line got added? Hello world was previous one, added a new line to the file. This happens with this double greater than sign. If you use the single greater than sign and add something, added again a new line, something like this, again a new line, what will happen? Now open that file test1. Gone, everything gone, your hello world and things are gone. Only this line is there. So single line will overwrite, single greater than sign will overwrite, double greater than sign will make incremental changes. Okay, makes sense? Okay, that is what I was doing. What did I do? What is the scenario we were following? I have created a hard link, and this hard link has the previous changes. Now my question to you all, if I go and add a new line to my file 2, added new line to file 2, and if I use this double greater than sign and add things to file 2 with like this way, if I go and check the file 2, now tell me whether my hard link and the soft link, these two files will have those changes or not. Anyone? Whether my hard link will have that change?
Only the soft link.
Yeah.
Link will have the change.
Soft link. And what about hard link? Hard link, it's just a backup of it. It will not have the change.
No, it will not have.
Anyone wants to differ from this answer?
Can you repeat the question again one more time, please?
Okay. I made few changes in my file 2. If I go and view my file 2, I have added a new line to it. Added a new line. This is the line was added. And before this, I've created a hard link and a soft link. So this new line which is added in this file 2, will this change be available in my hard link and soft link? That is a question. will it sync the change to my hardling or softling? So as answered previously, softling will have the change and hardling will not have the change. This is what I got the answer. So I just want to check if anyone has a different opinion on this answer. Anyone? Okay, so the answer is correct, guys. The hardling will not have that change. Did we open hard? Okay, did we added the things already in the hardling? Let me try it again. Did we added this already in the hardling?
No, we don't have nothing. Just go to the file. Echo it.
Just give me 1 quick minute. Okay, even in hardling the files will get edited, guys. Even the hardling will have the change. Even the softling both will have the change. Now let's do it again. Let's add one more line and let's quickly check. Changes in hardling. Let's have this line added and let's verify this again. And let's verify both hardling and softling both. See, even the hardling will have the change. So basically this is a backup getting created and eventually the backup is also getting synced. And if you delete the backup, now the benefit of using hardling is if you go and delete the file 2, what will happen? Your softling will be unresponsive. Now do you see this red? That means your softling is gone. You cannot view your softling anymore. No such file or directory, but your hardling is still there. Your hardlings are still there. Because the hardling has a different inode number, but it is getting synced. If you make any changes to your hardling, whatever changes you're making to your actual file, the same changes are getting synced on hardling also. And this hardling is also behaving as a backup for you. So if your actual file is deleted, this hardling will still be there. But if you have any issues with your softling is gone. Your softling will be of no use. You cannot access your softling. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense now.
Okay. So I think that's it for today, guys. I have to rush somewhere at 10. So that's it for today. We'll continue with this topic again, Linux. Tomorrow we'll talk about package management. We'll talk about user and group management. We'll see how a pseudo user is created. We'll talk about files such as etc password files, etc group file, etc shadow files. All these things we'll talk about. And we'll continue with Linux. I think I need couple of more sessions with Linux. There are multiple other things are also pending right now. So that is something we'll cover tomorrow. So if anyone has any questions, please do let me know, or we can wind up the call for today.
Yeah, I think I'm getting confused with the time because I know it's Monday to Friday, but it seems you guys have a class yesterday on Sunday.
Sunday. Okay, which time zone you are in right now?
Oh, my time zone central.
Okay, so that's why you think it's Sunday. So no, if you go and look into India Standard Time, it's 8:45, 10. And if you see the same time in Central, let's see, 8:45 AM IST to CST. So what is the time? 9:15. Okay, so today is Tuesday in India and it's still Monday for
Okay.
you guys. Okay.
Yeah, that is why I'm getting confused because 2 classes now I missed on Sundays. Yeah, okay, I
Okay,
got it now.
so and I'm planning, guys, this 8:45. I'm planning it for 8:30. Let me know if everyone is comfortable with 8:30 timing, 15 minutes early, so that we can start the classes at 8:30. If everyone is comfortable, I can do that for you all. Just put a quick vote in the chat if everyone is comfortable
No,
with 8:30. Pawan says, Kishore says okay. Saurabh says yes. Okay, very good. So majority of people 8:30. So tomorrow onwards, we'll start 8:30. Central time is 9 p.m. And let me see, I have people from EST also. EST is 10 p.m. guys. Okay, do I have people from any other time zone? I think EST and CST and IST. Okay, so this is the timing from tomorrow, guys. I'll update in the group and I'll be sharing new link. So please, from tomorrow onwards, follow the new link. Okay, I'll be sharing everything with you guys. Thank you very much. And yes, I'm UK. UK is way early morning, correct, Bharti? UK which time zone? Oh, 3 a.m. Is it 3 a.m. right now, Bharti? Wow, impressive. I need such dedications, guys, from everyone. 3 a.m. and she's online with us and attending the sessions. Very good. Good job, Bharti. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye bye.